Childhood shapes who we become. But some young lives are being harmed by sexual abuse, and for some this leads to significant problems in later life. Right now, on average, 1 child in 20 suffers sexual abuse. But there are actions we can all take which, when brought together, can make all children safer and help stop it from happening. First, we need a better understanding of how this abuse can happen. We know most sexual abuse is committed by a person known to the child, not a stranger.
Greetings and a very warm welcome to Inside Ethiopia channel. Stay tuned. Rape is a phenomenon that was rampant in the Tigray region, so rampant that the international community has commissioned and funded several studies in the last 2 decades. The UN agencies such as WHO, UNFPA, and NGOs operating in the Tigray region, as well as various European states that funded their operations, have known about the rape crisis in the Tigray region. Yet today they pretend it is an issue that is related to the law enforcement operation by the central government. Worse, they point fingers at Eritrea, a nation where rape is practically non-existent. Ever since law enforcement operation began in Tigray region following the TPLF attack on the Northern Command, TPLF apologists have been crying foul, and one of the things they have elevated to the international level is the issue of rape. Accusing Eritrean and Ethiopian forces of rape also is not a surprise to those who know TPLF and its propaganda tactics. The TPLF's propaganda is not surprising to many, but what left many baffled is the denial and desire of some international community to impugn others when they know fully well the rape crisis has existed in the Tigray region long before the law enforcement operation began. Studies show that gender-based violence, including rape, was rampant throughout Tigray, including in its universities, and predates events that have taken place after November 2018. In addition to the attack on the Northern Command and the massacre in Maikadra, the TPLF release of criminals, including rapists, is said to have exacerbated the violence against women and children in Tigray. Unfortunately, TPLF supporters have denied that a rape culture exists in Tigray. Despite the denials, however, that defines the Tigray region in Ethiopia and Tigrayan society. Rape culture is a sociological concept for a setting in which rape is pervasive and normalized due to societal attitudes about gender and sexuality. Behaviors commonly associated with rape culture include denial of widespread rape, refusing to acknowledge the harm caused by sexual violence, or some combination of this. Sociologists also suggest that rape is less likely to occur within cultures that are peaceful with low rates of interpersonal violence. Among the number of conducted researches, the study by the Save the Children showed the following. All types of sexual violences, including abuse, exploitation, and harmful traditional practices, were committed against children at all the studies, with little variation between urban and rural settings, and between different groups of children. In the study, 52.2% of the children reported knowing about cases of rape, and 42.5% said they knew of cases of seduction. Sexual harassment and rape were more widespread than other forms of sexual violence. Street children and children with disabilities represented the group most at risk of rape and other forms of sexual violence. Some forms of violence against children are tolerated by most community members. More serious acts of violence, abduction, for example, are considered to be culturally acceptable, sometimes even perpetrated by the families of the victim. In such an environment, it would be difficult to accept children who do not enjoy a dignified status in the family nor in the community to report such cases to the police in order to change their own fate. In another study, a study on violence against girls in primary schools and its impacts on girls' education in Ethiopia conducted by Save the Children, Denmark, Ethiopia's Ministry of Education and Ministry of Women's Affairs reported the following. All types of sexual violence, including abuse, rape, sexual harassment, exploitation, and harmful traditional practices such as abduction, early marriage, and FGM, are committed against children at all study sites. Girls are the primary victims. The data also indicated that sexual harassment and rape are more widespread than other types of sexual violence. A wide variety of perpetrators of rape occurring on the way to or from school were identified. This included old men, truck drivers, civil servants, individuals renting homes in girls' parents' houses, friends of friends, rural merchants who shuttle between towns and villages, police officers, soldiers, and farmers. perpetrators of rape in home are reported to include uncles, males, cousins, and stepfathers, fathers. It should be noted that these studies were commissioned during the TPLF's rule in Ethiopia and involved many researchers, including foreigners from Norway, Sweden, Ireland, and the United States. This includes many studies conducted by foreign NGOs in Tigray. Analysis suggests that Tigray society needs to impart changes in the societal structure and practices that sustain this cultural acceptance of gender-based violence. Instead of pointing fingers to others, TPLF supporters, including international community, must address the problem for the sake of the people of Tigray and not try to politicize the issue and divert attention elsewhere. Thanks for staying with us. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave your comments. Have a good one.